Pledge allegiance?
Yeah.
What is it?
Written by a Marxist.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, right? Under God, indivisible.
Liberty and justice for all.
Is that what we're here for?
Yeah.
Is that what we're here for? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that that's what we're here for, because I think we need to get downright vigilant in a hurry to get something done. So today is a little different in that it's kind of like Monty Python. And I think Monty Python is based on the English Parliament. So when you hear something you like or don't like, you can say, yeah, or anything you want to say. But just short bursts, not dissertations, because that's my job. I love Monty Python. And he's standing up. I mean, people have got to stand up, and you've got to get vehement. This is, but I'm going to get into some other things. So what are we going to go over today? We're going to go over what is surrounding us. But it's really coming from within. I think it's coming on. There we go. So what is surrounding us? We're going to go over that, and what is our calling in that, and then from what will we accomplish, and then finally, why now? So I put out an agenda. I don't know if everybody sees that agenda items. So I'm just going to sort of run down this so it'll be short and sweet, and that way we can get to some fun, creative things. So each morning, I like to say to myself, why me, why now? And I think that we are being called to stand up and not listen and not roll over every time one of these alphabet soup organizations that get involved in there. The OSHA is now going to come up with all kinds of new rules for everybody next month. Well, who's put them in charge? Not us, but they're going to come up with new, especially for Jay. So you've got to keep her under wraps. But can you pull up for me for a second, Randy, when I thank you guys for doing this, the Drudge Report. Does anybody know what the Drudge Report is? Everybody knows what that is? It's an amalgamation of the top headlines from around the world. And it's really a comedy fest if you have any brains. The rest of it is absolutely appalling. And the reason why I want to reference this, it'll say Drudge Report. I sent you an email. It's a PDF, but you can pull it up. It doesn't matter. It's just an email right there. I want you to look at the headlines just for a second and realize that we are a small vocal, but a small group of people that are actually looking at things with an actual discerning eye. It says the Drudge Report on it. But neither here nor there. It is fear, more fear coming. Fear is on its way. Don't worry, because fear is going to run you, and that's what it's all about. When you look at I put CNN and the Drudge Report on there. They are drilling this into everybody's head, and we have got to be the opposite. We have got to show people every second of the day we are not going to roll over to this manure. And this is what's being there's 27 million people this morning looked at that. And what are we going to do to counteract that? We have got to get smart, and we've got to but read some of these. The White House eyes, stark new shift in how we're going to run your lives. Come on, people. Look at this. Oh, virus shows no signs of disappearing. I'm going to dress on Tuesday. Surging COVID. This is the amount of crap stuff that's coming through every day. So what we have to do is we have to say no to this, and we have to do that with what we are personally publishing, and we are personally getting out there. And I think people say, maybe we should question this a little bit. Maybe we should take a real closer look at this. So, I don't know if anybody's looked at the ABC, NBC, or any of these places. I like to call them the Decepticon. It's just one breeding deception nonstop. And what are they really? I hope people are alarmed, and I hope people are getting mad about what they're seeing, because it is nonstop fear porn, and that's what we have to sort of stand up against. So, let me ask you a question. This is the agenda, and I'm not going to get all long-winded, but what would you do if I told you I'm going to take your tax dollars, I'm going to hire a criminal, I'm going to run over to Wuhan, I'm going to cook something up that's never been cooked up in the history of mankind, ever. And then I'm going to release it, and then I'm going to get you to pay for the serum, and I'm going to get to own the whole world. Would you be on the way to apprehending me right now? Would you be on my heels? I would think you would, but it's not. Actually, he's being lauded. This criminal, this parasite is being lauded every day of the week. So we have got to offensively offensively go after these parasites. So would you be doing anything you can to apprehend this guy? Well, that's what we have to do. We have to do a lot of things. So basically, I want to ask everybody in your heart of hearts, what is your plan for stopping these people? And that is a direct question. It's inside of my agenda here. What are you going to do? Michael, what are you going to do?
I'm going to keep spreading the message.
Keep going?
Keep trying to open people's eyes.
Right. So you've been on the street corner,
never,
right?
Never bow down. Stand up on the street corner.
You've been
like we
standing
did
on the street
last
corner. You've been
Thursday
yelling about that.
signs.
Anybody else want to stand on the street corner with Michael? Yeah, you want to stand up, right? Okay, so, right, well, we have to have,
Be
how many
loud.
we have? I just saw 10 hands. We need 100 hands.
Right.
I'm going to give you something you can hand out at the school line with people dropping off tomorrow morning to the school, and get every one of those moms, every one of those tiger moms, every one of those bear mamas to start doing something. We've got to reach out to these people, and we've got to get them to say, I will take a stand. How many recessions have you gone through, Jay? You're
How many
28
what?
now? Recessions. You're 28.
Oh, yeah, right.
So let me tell you mine. 89, 99, 2008, and now this one. This is my fourth recession in running businesses. I'm not going to put up with it. So that's why I'm beat-faced. I'm not happy about what's going down. You just realize that the prices of gas and oil are going to go up in your house heating bills. Right now, the gas and fuel, that cripples 110 million commuters every week that now are paying so much more, they're losing pizza night. They don't get to have their kids in baseball. They're losing all these things. I published a thesis on this. Went national. It was huge. And I'm telling you, they're going to do this. Price of gas is going to cripple America, and that's going to make it so the middle class, who was only 2 paychecks from destitution, from bankruptcy, ain't going to do nothing because I put my head above the gopher hole. Guess what? Somebody's going to kick it off. And that's what's. But you're against the wall. They're selling you hope at the end of a rope. I'm going to switch to another here. I'm going to switch to another slide in about 1 second. So basically, and I say this to Andrea's group, everybody's group, are we satisfied with how fast our group is growing? Now, I know Pam keeps a lid on this because we don't want people infiltrating. We don't want some kind of half-wits popping in here. But are we happy with how fast we're growing? And that's a question. You just have to answer that in your heart. Should we be growing by 2 people a week or 20 a week? Should we be growing by 100 hands a week?
How do we know?
What? How do we know? We can do a head count. But, well,
You're more secure if you don't know.
well, the thing is, if we don't start having people get up and stand up and get in the public eye, people are going to be still afraid not to stand up. So my point is,
My point is that we don't have the need to know how many.
Well-
As long as they're out there.
well, I think that people want to know that there is a majority, and we're not going to put up with what's coming down the pike, especially, in Asheville, but Black Mountain as well.
Yeah.
But the point being is that, are we happy with our growth? And I don't think anybody is, because I think that we could grow and should be growing a whole lot faster. Another area that kind of come from advertising world for 25 years at a national level. I'm going to tell you, I know what I'm talking about when I say demographics and psychographics and geographics. And we have got to know, why isn't our demographics changing? Is there anybody under 45 in here? I don't know. Anybody? Besides me, of course. No. Yeah, exactly. Besides Michael, that's not 45 waist, so you count. You count. There you go. That's right. We got 42 over there. The point being is that why don't we have young mothers? Why don't we have young business owners? Why don't we have people that are making decisions? Why are we not reaching these people? Because we don't have anything to give them, do we? Or we can just talk to them, or I'm a little afraid today, and I'm driving my cart around the thing, and, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, I've been thinking about this for a minute, and I'm thinking to myself, I have an immense amount of background in the advertising world, so how can we get a campaign that people can buy into and get out and start using on a daily basis? And I call it 5 minutes of commitment. If everybody here could just say, yes, I will commit to 5 minutes every day to do something, you're going to see some stuff happen. But it has to be daily. It has to be the little thing. You can't go and work out once a week and say, hey, you know what? I'm getting skinnier. I'm looking good. No, that's not how it works. You work out every day. You do something every day to make sure that you're moving towards a goal. So I call it the 5 minutes of commitment, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But so if we had a way that is just a little bit every day in how we have and how we reach out in our walk of life, because not everybody here is running for office, and not everybody here is out there, but you're going shopping, you're going to, you're going to the hair salon, wherever you're going, each day you have an opportunity to put some piece of information out and get it out there. And that's what I'm asking, is that is our mission, is a piece of 5-minute commitment. So basically, what does success look like? And I'm just going to, sounds like a wee one out there.
Yeah.
What does it look like? I don't know if anybody knows the atrocity of the Open Society. Do you know what that is? Anybody?
George Soros.
Okay, anybody realize how big that is and what he's done in this world? Do you realize they fully fund like hundreds of subversive organizations? You know how much we're funded here? We got zero. We got nothing. Nobody's doing it. I mean, we got to start doing something. We got to have an advertising kitty, and we got to start running ads that cause question. You cannot do EDU without question. You've got to make people say, you can't just say, rip off Trader Joe, he's got to go. That ain't going to float. But if you start asking questions, going from energy independence to energy, dependence in 1 year, and gas prices up 60%, how do you feel, and would you like to change? We have to get vehement, and we have to start advertising. So my point is, does anybody know who's the Lincoln Society, Lincoln Project? I've mentioned a couple of these. It's just horrific. They have millions a quarter to play with, millions, and we've got to get. We've got all these groups, but there's no actual sheet of music that people are taking. And people that can participate in it. That's why the platform is called JAWS, or Journalist Action Worldwide. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. But what would I want to ask a question just for open, and you can yell it out. Remember, this is the English Commons. This is the Parliament. What headlines would you like to see, Jay, in the newspaper right now? What headline?
The Republic has come back and constitutional law is enforced.
Amen. Okay, constitutional law. What about Mr. Roy over there? What would you like to see? Give me a headline.
I would like to see justice done and people punished for
There we have it.
crimes that we already know they've done.
Yep.
Forget talking about it.
Fauci in jail.
Yep. Yes. The Fauci wing. For all these buddies, we got a Fauci wing. What's your headline?
Nuremberg 2.
That's what I was gonna say.
Number 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nuremberg, too.
Nuremberg. Oh, Nuremberg 2.0. Exactly. Yeah, with a big piano wire. What you got?
Yeah, public hangings will now commence.
Yeah. Amen. I'm pulling the lever. I think the guillotine.
First.
Yes.
What is it?
Hillary Clinton first.
Yeah. Swinging from the. But see, go ahead. Hit me one.
Treason is exposed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you could have a list. I mean, there is a list, and Michelle hit it on the head. Follow the money. I call it follow the dough flow. Where's the money coming from? My younger brother's a senior policy guy in D.C., and let me tell you, it's corrupt. And he tells me, first thing we're going to a dinner party, shut your pie hole. Don't you dare say, because he knows what's going on with the biggest lobbying organization in the world. And I'm telling you, it is living off of the soul of your work and your sweat and your dreams and everything. They don't give a damn about you. And when they say insider trading, that's the least of it. They are manipulating it. It's not socialism. It's not communism. It's meism. They're in charge and you ain't. That's the way it works. And so it's not a government. Don't give it credibility. It's not the credence of saying government. You got a headline?
Yes, you do.
What is it?
As we get into this mess.
Well, there you have it. Well, I think it's been, okay, I'm going to just,
Look in the mirror.
yeah, well, no, I mean, I've been pretty vehement.
We got too complacent.
Do what?
We got too complacent.
Well, I don't know about the we parts. Like people say, we of Afghanistan, we Iraq. I've been standing against this stuff. I'm going to guys give you a quick soliloquy on something really quick. Do you guys believe in Vietnam? Why do you ask me if you believe in it? Well, the Bay of Tonkin was a total lie. Guess what? 56,000 boys were put in the ground for that guy. 56,000. What are we doing? Oh, what about JFK? Magic bullet, bounced around the car, got 6 people. It's plausible, right? I believe it.
Pearl Harbor, 9/11, they
No,
were all...
no, just keep going up the line. Go right up the line.
Yeah.
And now you've got, 9/11. You got weapons of mass deception. You got Afghanistan. You got, this and the fallout. In 2008, I watched people being marched off of my street out of their homes. These are people that got over leveraged and they're all part of the playground. But now they're going to do it again. So let me tell you, kids, you're going to see some crazy stuff happen when they let go of that news that the CDC suddenly owns it. We're going to keep you in your home even though you haven't paid your rent. The feces is going to hit the air handling unit. You're going to see some crazy stuff coming up. and it's going to be wild. So I want people to be ready, and I want people to be active, and I want people to bring in some young people that have kids, that have businesses. Now, so I'm just going to sort of jump around. I'm going to keep my time. I'm going to keep a cork in it so I don't get too crazy. But, well, I mean, I could go on for an hour, and I don't want to do that. But if you flip the page or if you look at the mission, I really want to attract and empower citizens to actively participate in controlling their local, regional, and national policies. I stay away from the word politics, Michelle. Policies that are carried out through their selected civil servants. Who are you working for? Show me what you're working for, and are you representing me? I want to see all the votes that we give you, that you represent us up in Yonderville. So that's one of the missions of JAW. JAW is Journalist Activists Worldwide. So what is our vision? To galvanize communities, and we want this community to come out to protect the U.S. Constitution by providing weekly campaigns, programming that our Journalist Activists Worldwide, JAWs, can actually publish. So I want to have ways of having people get involved. Products and events, and products first and foremost. You've got to have things that are easy, fast, and that you can actually publish from your computer. You don't have to run down and buy, do this and that. Just hit print it front and back, cut it in half, and pass it out. Give it to somebody. Ask them to make a commitment. Come to a meeting. But I want to have events every week where we're in neutral ground, where if there's a discussion and we don't know this person yet, at least we get to meet them. So we're focused on the Constitution-based education, media campaigns, print, paper, electronic, local events. We want to drive awareness of participation, and really stopping the Democrat-Republican economic slavery power paradigm that the COVID has really created. It's a power paradigm. There are very few Michelles out there. There are very few. Ron Paul was the last real Republican I can think of. There are others. I know Mattis. I've met him, and I think he's going in the right direction. But I'm not getting off on politics. Basically, we have to drive revenue through weekly and bi-weekly purchase of individuals. Everybody contributes a little bit each week. We have purchase of members and we can help other orgs with great campaigns as well, and they need that, and they're going to need that. I come from the ad industry. We're at a very high level, so I know what it takes to raise capital, and I was involved in all types of money raises, and if we can get a small groundswell here, my critical mass for this month is 100 people. We can go then to the next level of going to some decent-sized organizations, say, let's import this into your organization as a fundraising tool. Because if we have sheets of music that are going nationwide, we're going to start having people are going to say, you know what, that Kill Bill posters made me think about something. Oh, that's his patent number. Read the patent number on the bottom of this sticker set. You can print off your computer. Put them up. I put them on stop signs. He's got a nanotechnology tattoo. Hey, it's great. Just think. They can track you. It's the mark of the beast. That's exactly what it is. There's nothing. So things that you can print easily yourself. There's merchandise, events. We need to support local businesses. Local businesses. Again, local businesses, because that's where it's at. But, you're actually voting with your dollars. Stop buying from Amazon. Yep. Stop giving that criminal your money. Buy local, be local, and we're going to have a community that we can trust. Because what's coming into 2022, you guys ain't seen before. Because I guarantee you what they got coming up ain't going to be pretty, and it's going to hurt. There's a lot of people here that could probably stay home, clip some coupons, and ride it out. There's a lot of other young people that are not going to be able to do that. That's why I'm saying right now we need to reach out to them and say, get with us and stand up now. Don't wait until you're on the chopping block. So, and then our unique selling proposition, if we roll down just a little bit. Oh, here we are. I'm sorry. You're there, right there. So basically targeted campaigns that groups can share and that we can go to specific hot buttons. So eventually, within a month, once we have 100 people, I can say to Michael, I want you to take over the faith and congregations. I want to be developing campaigns where we reach out to all the faith communities. I don't care what it is, but we're speaking to them at that directive. So we're looking at, what are we saying to the military people right now? So we're meeting these amazing people in Harris Teeter the other day. Amazing couple. He's a prison chaplain. He's about this tall, built like a a fire hydrant. I mean, tough dude, really tough dude. Fun, funny. And basically, their son is just now being kicked out of the service who's got an engineering degree because he won't take the jabo. How many other military people do we need to be talking to right now? How many civil servants do we need to be talking to? How many people of faith, healthcare? These people, they don't have anybody that's speaking to them and giving them what they need so they can participate. So where I'd like to be in a month is that we start developing, definitely going to be starting with faith. The baby boomers and seniors is a given. We've got plenty of representation of that here. But when you start, I'm not being funny, I'm just saying that imagine what your legacy is going to be to your grandkids if we don't stand up right now. What is your legacy? Well, we rolled over and now it was 45% tax bracket and and you have to do this and you have to do that. I mean, it goes on infinitum, but if you look at some of these areas, we have to go after that. And then we have to look at some of our true ethno-demographics, African Americans, Latinos. There's a lot of people out there that are concerned that they don't have a sheet of music. And so now, Randy, if we could just sort of jump through some sheets of music. So every week we're going to be publishing new things. We're going to have a kind of a group that's ahead of it about 2 weeks, and I'd love to have people participate in that on what are we going to be publishing and why. And then we're running ad campaigns that you'll get in your inbox. You print, 10 pages of it. It gives you a front and back. I think that Pam was so nice to do that. It gives you something front and back, and you cut it in half, and then when you're in the grocery store, leave one in the buggy. Put one on the bulletin board. Go to the coffee shop. Put one on every table. Say, and have people. Yeah, so I've changed. That's actually not one of the campaigns, but that's pretty funny. Don't be brain flushed. So I'm changing the nomenclature. So I come from a word business. So brainwashed is used so much. I think that brain flushed is where we need to go. Don't be brain flushed. And I think people will look at you differently.
Yeah.
Brain flushed. Yeah, exactly. Would you speak? Go to one like Dr. Robert. Some of the doctors are. Scroll up, and you'll see all the campaigns underneath it. So it should be one. Carrie Mullis. Go, just jump PDF. Just double click that right there. No, Carrie Mullis right there. Yep, that's PDF. Does anybody know who Carrie Mullis was?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so scroll down.
Keep going, Randy, go down.
I'm sorry. Up for
No,
you.
go up.
Kook. He's a kook, right? So why did I use kook? That means just kook? No, I want people to read it. I want people to read it and go, hey, he was a kook, right? No, he just happens to be, now you can scroll up. He received the Nobel Peace Prize for the PCR test. You want to know a fun fact? Fun fact, Rick? He was killed or died in August 2019. Isn't that strange?
Yeah.
Because he said it didn't work.
He
said
said
it
he
should never be
repeatedly
used.
called out Fauci as a fraud.
Yeah.
He mysteriously died in 2015. Now just imagine,
19.
recall how the PCR hysteria was criminally manipulated to kill our freedoms of business while